Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regularly scheduled commission meeting, July 9th, 2025. The time is now 6:05. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Bass,
I'm here.
Commissioner Irvin,
Here.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Present.
Commissioner Santiago.
Here.
Mayor Taylor.
Here, as we stand by invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Dr. Bass.
Merciful Father, as we come before you today, Father God, we just want to say thank you. We say thank you, Lord God, for our friends, our families, God. We thank you for our community. We thank you, oh God, for our place of employment. We thank you, oh God, for the great city of Opa-locka. Father God, may you continue to grant us grace, mercy, wisdom, and understanding. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As we go into our awards, proclamations, and acknowledgements, I don't see that we have any at this time. We're going into the approval of the consent agenda. Do we have any pulls, deletions, or deferrals at this time?
Mr. Mayor,
Vice Mayor Kelly?
yes, I want to pull, number 1 and amendment. Do it. Would be 1.
Okay, anyone else? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, roll call.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, that was 13-1
13.
and
Just
that's
13.
it? Okay. Do we have a motion and a second?
Move it.
Second.
You have a motion and you have your second. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Thank you. Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Irvin.
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Kelly. Madam Clerk?
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, we're going into the approval of minutes for the rescheduled regular commission meeting
Move.
minutes, June 23rd, 2025. It was moved by Vice Mayor Kelly.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Santiago. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes for the Sunshine Meeting minutes, June 30th, 2025? It was moved by Vice Mayor Kelly.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Irvin. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, Madam Clerk, do we have any District 1, District 2, or state reports at this time?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All right, and I do see we have, are we still doing both public presentations?
Mr. Mayor, public presentation 10-2 is being deferred to the next regular city commission meeting.
Got it. And did you all tell me that there was an add-on presentation by public? Oh, you moved it to the city manager's report. Got it. Understood. All right. We're gonna turn it over to Miss Amy Vargas for the White House Group. Good to see you again by strategic planning.
Hey, good evening. This on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good evening. Amy Vargas from White House Group. Hopefully, most of you are ready for this because you have a new strategic plan. So Commissioner Irvin, I'm sorry that we didn't get a chance to see you at the visioning session,
Yes.
but hopefully everyone got a chance to review, put input. And what I want to do tonight, since my name was on the agenda, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Joshua Simmons. He will run through where we've been, how we got to your strategic plan, and then some of the next steps for you so you're ready. If you have any questions, I'm here as well, but I'll bring up Josh so he'll take you through the presentation. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, to the city staff. Thank you for inviting us, White House Group, to come and give you guys the strategic plan, the official unveiling of the strategic plan. And before we get started, I just want to give you guys props for the speed and efficiency for which you all are started off this meeting. I know some municipalities I could probably learn a lesson or two at how quickly you guys get things rolling. So let's go ahead and get this started. So Thank you. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. So I will be right here. Okay. So overview of the strategic planning process. So February 22nd, the survey was distributed. By March 13th, we got those answers back. We analyzed those results and built a guidelines for success to help guide us for when we went into our strategic plan visioning retreat, which was held on March 15th. And at that time, I was a baby associate at White House Group, but I was able to spend time with you all. It was one of my first forays out into this universe. So March 19th, we put together the retreat results. We delivered that report as well. And then on April 9th, we delivered the focus area and goal development. And then April 25th, the strategic plan was officially put together and delivered to the city of Opa-locka. So those products that were delivered throughout this, and this was a very extensive process. A lot of times we spend time and attention on just the visioning retreat, but there's a lot that goes on before and after. So some of the products that were delivered was the strategic planning outreach survey results. So that showed everyone who participated in the survey, all of the different items that people wanted to address during the vision retreat, what people were hoping to see, discuss, and get out of that retreat. After that, we also analyzed those results and sent out a statement on guidelines and examples to show how we were going to develop the city's vision and mission statements, as well as the core values. Then after we held the visioning retreat, we delivered a visioning retreat results report. And then after that, the strategic plan, which we're presenting today. And I do want to appreciate, and I do hate that we missed you at that event. I know that you really wanted to be there, but you had some obligations that you were taking care of. But I appreciate everyone from the commission to city staff to also the caterer, because that food, I've been thinking about it every day. And Mayor, I got to come back and we might need to have some lunch as we discuss maybe future opportunities with the White House Group. But thank you, because participating in those couple hours, maybe you walked away feeling great. Maybe you weren't quite sure everything that happened and what went down, but that's participating in that retreat was one of the most important things you could do as a commission to help come together, to collaborate, to have a shared vision, and to set the direction for this city's course under your leadership. All right, so survey results, just a quick run through. This is what we, put out to you all, and everyone responded for the most part. 3 of the 5 elected officials completed the survey. 3 of the 3 appointed officials completed the survey, and 10 of the 11 department directors responded to the survey. Survey results. So these are just some of the word clouds that came out of that, how you all described the city. Some of the words that jump out: growing, potential, industrial, opportunity, creative. How you all envision the city: modern, safe, community-driven, residential, thriving. And how would you get there? Policy making, foster affordability, accessibility, but the biggest one was invest. What core values were important? And this came out of the survey results. So attentiveness, competence, creativity, empathy, integrity, patience, reliability, responsiveness, and other words. But the one that got the biggest response was responsiveness. Responsiveness. Attentiveness and competence was right behind that. So the visioning retreat and results. We participated in a full day retreat. That's our principal and founder, Todd Brower. If you all remember him, he led our retreat. Amy was there and I was there as well. Guidelines for success. I'm not going to go through this whole entire thing, but that's in that one of those products we delivered to you that showed what everyone's role was going to be going into this retreat. So elected officials, your job was to make sure you were in charge of decision making. Appointed officials, operations, department directors, your service delivery of everything that comes down from the commission and the appointed officials. Core values, all right? Accountability, integrity, communication, responsiveness, trust, and respect. When those words were put up, this is what was selected. So the dark blue or the turquoise, elected officials; the pink or coral, appointed officials; the light blue was your department director. So you can kind of see who selected what when we had that activity where you went around and you had dots and you put them next to words. You guys remember? That was a while ago. Vision and mission statements. All right, vision statements are what we are working towards. And the mission and the vision statement that came out is we strive to be a culturally welcoming, innovative gateway where everyone thrives. The mission statement, why we exist. Why does the city of Opa-locka exist? To create a vibrant community for our families and businesses. And also there were a few other things that didn't quite fit into the categories of core values or the mission statements, but these were some things that we wanted to make sure, or you all wanted to make sure were incorporated in the overall strategic plan. So incorporate safety into the plan, goal development to be completed by the appointed officials, and then objectives to be created and completed by the department directors. So those are your opportunities for enhancement to take what we did at the retreat and add it into the strategic plan. So after the retreat, and we compiled all the information, all the items that we created together, your vision statement, your mission statement, your 6 core values, your 7 strategic focus areas, which we'll touch on in a second, and then 23 goals that were broken out into each of those 7 strategic focus areas. So again, the vision statement, the mission statement, and your core values. Those are your items that are driving your direction. So your strategic focus areas: economic growth, infrastructure and public safety, effective and responsive government, long-term sustainability and resilience, cultural preservation, community engagement, and community development. Now, I'm not going to read every single goal, but I want to touch on one for each of the strategic focus areas. So for economic growth, create and diversify the local economic development. Under infrastructure and public safety, you got improved transportation systems. That's on the infrastructure side. But on the public safety side, you have provide effective emergency response and law enforcement. Under effective and responsive government, enhance citizen satisfaction with government services through increased transparency and accountability. Long-term sustainability and resilience, to optimize the stability of natural and environmental resources while reducing the negative impact to ensure the quality of life for future generations is sustainable. Cultural preservation, preserve and promote local cultural heritage. And just a side note, I know you all were trying to do that during this latest session. Keep trying, keep chugging, keep doing what we got to do to make sure that all the items that you guys need to be, assisted with from the state and federal opportunities, that you keep plugging away at it. Community engagement, increase community participation in decision-making processes. Community development, develop affordable housing while maintaining environmental standards. So it'd be worth to go through and look at all those goals, because those were the ones that were created by city staff, by city management, and to assist in the strategic focus areas. So we also included a tree for when to update the plan. And you have 3 scenarios at the top that if they happen, it can trigger a yes, moving down to, all right, the commission needs to vote to reaffirm the strategic plan, or if they don't vote to affirm it, then we got to go through the process of implementing a new strategic plan or changing parts of the plan. Because you have to understand, we do have this document in front of you, but it's dynamic. What's in those papers are what we came up with together, but things happen, things need to change. That's what you're supposed to do with your strategic plan. It's a guideline, but it can also be changed when need to. And there's also events that may lead in updating the strategic focus areas and goals. So you also have to take a look at that. Those are the things that will guide you in terms of what needs to change or when it needs to change when updating the plan. So next steps. So we went over this matrix during the visioning retreat, your high impact versus, low feasibility and such, weighing the opportunity costs for goals that you're implementing. So goals need to be prioritized. You also have to make sure that what you developed in the strategic plan, your goals, your strategic focus areas, are tied to your budget. And what you put into your budget will shape going down the strategic plan. So you have the up arrow the down arrows in terms of how that all works together. Your action plan. So we went through the survey, the retreat, the strategic plan. We developed the vision statement, mission statement, core values. The appointed officials developed the strategic focus areas and strategic goals. So now the next steps is your strategic goal prioritization, which goes into the action plan, where department directors will have objectives. There will be reporting and monitoring, and the appointed officials will be making sure that performance measures are taken into account when it comes to following the action plan. And as you can see, there's an arrow that goes up and down from appointed officials to the department directors to the elected officials, because although we have participated in this, we still have work to do, and it's a constant and communal type of situation when it comes to making sure that the action plan and strategic plan is being followed by everyone that has a stake in our city government. Performance reporting. What is the best way to report our progress to our residents? These are questions to consider. How and should we report ongoing challenges and areas of improvement? And what tools are available and what communicates your progress to your residents? Because this is much their document as well. They elected you. You make decisions for the city, for the residents, but they should also be involved in the direction and what we are doing with the strategic plan. And with that, I am open for any questions.
Okay, so do we have any questions for the White House group on this evening? All right, hearing none. So I just want to say thank you all for the job well done on this strategic plan. Madam Manager, your staff for working diligently to make sure that we actually have this. The only question that you do have a question?
Yeah, very short question.
Okay, I'll yield to my colleague, Commissioner Santiago.
Thank you. Yeah, before you leave, yeah, I love the presentation and the workshop that we have, months ago. And one of the words that you say when you do the presentation today is how that we're gonna start it to do all that. You're talking about investment.
What do you, I don't understand your question. I'm sorry.
My question is, investment is they have to come, company from outside, people that they, may better see the city, business, new horizons, new facility for people to live here in Opa-locka, no?
So, I mean, that's.
Yeah, invest money.
Well, yeah, money, or, I mean, it can be resources. I mean, depends on what city administration and you all decide on what is that investment for a particular area.
But you think that for growing the way that we planning to do in it, we need, private investment from outside
That is
to
not.
make the city growing?
That is not for me to answer.
Okay.
That is for you all to answer that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Sorry.
Thank you for the question.
Okay,
I'm gonna step in just really quick, because what I would like to grow a couple inches is what I'd like to do. What I would like to, just on top of that, is right now you guys have a dynamic document, like Josh said, in front of you with your new strategic plan. Some of the next steps for you are prioritizing those goals set out by your city staff, your city management. That's your next role. So when we talk about next steps, prioritizing those goals as they are right now within this presentation, they are not prioritized. Within your strategic plan, they are not prioritized. They are just set out as they come. So your goals, your next objective is to prioritize that. So Commissioner, when you ask about investment and what you should do and where you should go, Josh is 100% right. Those are for you to decide, but that comes out of your goal prioritization. So when you begin to evaluate your values and your goals, that's when you tie it to your budget. Because that's where whatever floats down from your vision should be guiding your budget, just like your budget should reflect your values and your vision.
That's a good point. Okay, our budget here in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to make it growing, and have more revenue coming from outside.
Well,
Okay.
I think we certainly understand that nothing comes free, but those are all prioritizations within your own budget.
Okay.
So that's where that strategic plan, so that it allows you all to focus what you want to do next. You are the guiding lights for that. So then once you've determined what those prioritization items are within the goals, then you hand it off. You hand it off and they begin to do performance measures. They set up what needs to be monitored and managed. And then ultimately, if it works the way it's supposed to, it comes back to you in performance metrics. But once you've prioritized, it becomes your staff's responsibility to implement those items. So I appreciate you letting me jump in there, but once you said that, I thought I better just fill in some of the gaps.
I really like the explanation that you're doing to me.
Well,
Love it. Okay.
maybe you do, maybe others don't.
I
but
always gonna remember that nothing is free. in
nothing
this
is
life.
free. That is
Thank
for
you.
sure. But I genuinely appreciate everyone up there and all of your insight. It was really fun to be a part of your visioning session and participate in the strategic planning with you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, Josh and Miss Amy, for this strategic plan. So my next question, you all can say, is directed to the manager. So I want to make sure, well, I know we're right on time because we're going into our budget workshop on tomorrow. So the document is right on time. However, I just want to make sure, if no objection from the commission, that we bring it forth for adoption by next meeting. As I said, if no
Okay.
objection from the commission, that we adopt this by next meeting, which is, what's that?
I believe it's the 23rd.
23rd, that commission meeting. If you all are okay with that. All right,
Thank you.
all right, thank you. Thank you again. All right, so we're moving on to our citizens forum. Madam Clerk, can you please state for the record how to participate in citizens forum?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening. City of Opa-locka Commission meetings are held in person at the Opa-locka Government Center, City Commission Chambers, 780 Fisherman Street, Opa-locka, Florida. Members of the public wishing to address the commission may do so in person or virtually. Those persons wishing to participate virtually should register prior to the scheduled meeting time on the city's website at www.opalockafl.gov. When speaking before the commission, please make sure to give your full name and address for the record. There is a 3-minute time limit for public comments. Please adhere to the decorum policy, which is a part of the commission meeting agenda. City commission meetings are aired through live stream at www.youtube.com/user/City of Opa-locka. And Mr. Mayor, at this time, we do not have any virtual public comments.
Okay, so citizens forum is open for those of you that are in the chambers. Citizens forum is open. Citizens forum is closed. Moving on, Madam Attorney, item 13.1.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager to accept the conveyance of the water meter manifold system, excluding the service lines from the water main to the individual buildings at the Opa Park LLC facility located at 1951 Northwest 141st Street, Opa-locka, from this facility manager and enter into an agreement with owner attached hereto as Exhibit A for same, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by the interim city manager.
Move it for discussion.
Moved by Vice Mayor,
Second.
second by Commissioner Santiago. Madam Manager, go ahead and present.
The city wishes to accept ownership and subsequent operation and maintenance of water meter infrastructure built to facilitate individual utility billing of tenants at the Opa Park LLC facility. Also, Mr. Austin is here, should you have any questions.
Okay, I'm gonna yield to Vice Mayor Kelly. I know you say he had an amendment for the item. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I hope the attorney's office has the amendment that I had asked during my briefing. Really just to ensure that before we actually take ownership or conveyance of this um, facility, this system, that we make sure it's okay before we assume the responsibility and the liability. And so in my briefing and discussing with the attorney's office, I thought it best to add some language to ensure that it takes place so that we don't get it conveyed to us and then there's a problem the day after. And I think mentioning there was some language in there about days to correct, et cetera, but I wanted to ensure that. So, Mr. Mayor, to the attorney, we can get that.
Yes, Vice Mayor, through the mayor. The language that we have, as we understood your comments, have come up with, it will be not in the agreement, because that's with the owner, but it would be as a part of the resolution because it lies on the city side. And we have, whereas the interim city manager shall ensure that conveyed utility system is inspected prior to the expiration of the owner's warranty. And so that is the language that we've come up with. So anytime prior, if you wanted it, within so many days prior, we could add that.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I want to move that amendment.
Okay. So the amendment was moved by Vice Mayor,
Second it.
seconded by Commissioner Bass. Madam Clerk on the amendment?
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes on the amendment 5-0.
All right, so if there are no other discussion on this item, we can go ahead and call the question. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, moving on to our ordinances. The first one, 16A1.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, amending Article 11, Division 3 of the City of Opa-locka Code of Ordinances entitled Planning and Zoning Board, specifically Section 2-497, entitled Created Composition, Term of Office, Qualifications, Organization, Meeting Records, to reduce board membership from 7 members to 5 members to coincide with the term of office for city commissioners, providing for 2 alternate members to be recommended by the city manager and approved by the city commission for a term of 2 years, reducing the requirement for city residents to serve from 4 residents to 3 residents, amending Chapter 22, Article 2, Section 22-34 of the City of Opa-locka's Land Development Regulations entitled Planning and Zoning Board to provide for 2 alternate members to be appointed by the City Commission for a term of 2 years, clarifying that alternate members shall replace a regular member when a regular member is unavailable to attend a meeting, providing for conflict and repealer, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, rescinding all ordinances in conflict, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by the interim city manager.
Move it.
This is a public hearing item. Can I get a motion moved by Commissioner Bass, second by Commissioner Irvin? This is a public hearing item. Madam Manager, I'll let you go ahead and present, and then we'll open up the public hearing.
The board is seeking to reduce its total number of members from 7 to 5 with 2 alternates. This will enable the board to establish a quorum with 3 members. Board members will also be appointed by the city commission and will serve for the term as the commissioner the elected official that appointed them, and the alternates will be recommended by myself and ultimately approved by the city commission. Mr. Gay is also available should you have any questions regarding this item.
All right, again, this is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. All right, any questions or concerns to Mr. Gay? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, go ahead.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0, first reading.
All right, moving on to 16A2.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, amending Article 11, Division 13, entitled Historic Environmental Preservation Board, specifically Section 2-570.81, entitled Created, Composition, Term of Office, Qualifications, Organization, Meetings, Records, to reduce the board membership from 7 members to 5 members, clarifying that alternate members shall replace a regular member when a regular member is unavailable to attend a meeting, providing for a conflict of repealer, providing that 3 of the members be Opa-locka city residents, with the 2 remaining members being professionals in certain specified fields, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, rescinding all ordinances in conflict, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by the interim city manager.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved
Second.
by Commissioner Bass, second by Commissioner Irvin. Madam Manager, go ahead and present. We'll open up a public hearing.
This item also will reduce the number of members from 7 to 5 with 2 alternates to allow the board to be able to meet with a quorum of 3 members.
All right, this is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. Any questions or concerns to Mr. Gay or the manager at this moment? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Bass?
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago?
Yes.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 first reading.
All right, we're moving on to item 16B1.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, amending the annual adopted general, proprietary, and special revenue funds budgets for the fiscal year commencing October 1, 2024, and ending September 30, 2025, adjusting revenues and expenditures as reflected in Exhibit A, providing for the expenditure of funds established by the budget, authorizing the interim city manager to take certain actions, providing for appropriation of all budgets and expenditures, providing for fees consistent with appropriations and amendment, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for conflict and repealer, providing for severability, providing for an effective date. First reading public hearing was held on June 23rd, 2025. This is sponsored by the interim city manager.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Bass.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Irvin. Madam Manager, go ahead and present.
This is the second reading of Budget Amendment 2 for fiscal year 25. This will align the city's expenditures and revenues while identifying operational concerns and the current fund balance. Mr. Robert Anathan is available should you have any questions.
All right, this is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. Any questions for the manager or Mr. Anathan at this time? All right, hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Irvin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago?
Yes.
Commissioner Bass?
Yes.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, moving on to item 16B2.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, repealing Ordinance 07-03 of the City of Opa-locka's Code of Ordinances, providing for severability, conflict and repealer, and providing for an effective date. The first reading public hearing was held on June 23rd, 2025. This is sponsored by the interim city manager.
Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Irvin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bass. Madam Manager?
The 2025 Employee Handbook has been adopted. City Administration recommends the repeal of Ordinance 07-03 and all corresponding language referencing the previous policies, procedures, and regulations to ensure the revised handbook is the governing manual citywide. Also, the HR Director, Ms. Adams, is available should you have any questions.
All right, this is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. Any questions for the manager or our HR Director at this moment? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Vice Mayor Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago?
Yes.
Commissioner Bass?
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin?
Yes.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, moving on to our, okay, so we have the city manager's report. Under the city manager's report, Madam Manager, are you gonna go first or are you gonna turn it over to Mr. Austin?
I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Austin, but I would also like to inform you that I did submit a written report to you.
Okay.
And at the end of Mr. Austin's presentation, if you have any questions or concerns, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
All right, Mr. Austin, you have the floor. They'll turn it on, they'll turn it on.
Good afternoon, Area Austin, Public Works Director. This item is for the service areas currently being served by the city of Opa-locka. To keep it brief, I'm just going to go directly into this. external service areas. The first service area outside the city limits is Miami Gardens. We have 940 customers served in that area. Second is Nichols to the south of 135th Street, bounded by 19th Avenue, 22nd Avenue, 119 and 135th Street. That's our service area down there. And that's 288 customers. And to the south, we have Miami-Dade Community College. The entire campus is served by the city of Opa-locka Water Services. The park, Amelia Earhart Park, which is worth mentioning that it's 90% of the usable park is inside the city of Opa-locka city limits. That park is served 100% by the city water services. Miami-Dade County currently provides the sanitary sewer services for that park. The intent here is the county is asking the city of Opa-locka to release the service area to the city of Hialeah. In my opinion, instead of that being a slippery slope, it creates a cliff, because once we do that, any growth at that park will now go to the city of Hialeah. And currently, these numbers are old numbers because the county is undergoing an upgrade of their database, and I couldn't get the current numbers for what they charge the customers. They currently pay approximately $38,000 annually for 1 meter, and the second meter is currently $70,000 annually. This is a low number compared to some of the months where readings on their meters were $29,000 for a single month. With the advent of a community center at that facility, these numbers are liable to increase exponentially, where another jurisdiction will be getting those revenues instead of the city. When we developed the city, these areas were specifically chartered to allow for sustainability of our water service network. Breaking it off to another jurisdiction would be detrimental to the city's water infrastructure and our service needs. I would ask that you consider this closely before a decision is made on whether or not we're gonna, and according to the state law, only a friendly memorandum could set aside a service area or a consent of eminent domain. In between governments, there are no cases of eminent domain for such an asset. So that's open to your consideration.
Okay, so Madam Manager, I think there was a question in there somewhere, what I was gathering.
So-
You asking us to make a decision?
No, I'm not asking you to make a decision tonight, but I wanted to bring it to the city commission's attention. The county has sent Mr. Austin several emails requesting that we give this area to them, and they will ultimately give it to the city of Hialeah. I've responded on several occasions saying no. They have not stopped asking, so my latest response was that I will present it to the mayor and city commission for a discussion, and we'll move forward. But my position on it is no.
Okay,
Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner Irvin?
I honestly don't see a reason to prolong this, because I could vote right now,
Exactly, me too.
right now, and
we can
then
move on.
give her some marching orders.
What did I miss? Wait a minute. Can you say it again? Yeah, please. No, because I'm be showing something that, let me say that. Okay. That part of Amelia Park
Yes,
is an out territory for the 4.5 miles that we have.
yes, it is.
Okay. And I want to be one of the person that are gonna fight it all the way to the end, because it's not gonna be part of Hialeah. The water is ours, and we're gonna fight for that section. And that's what I mean, that we're gonna be together because we're not gonna let, Dade County to do whatever they want with us no more. And I have a question, Mr. Mayor, and to the manager. From November, what is the day that I take over the sea? I think November 16th. In November, yeah, November. I never see any representative here for District 1 or District 2. Okay? It that's me. There's something going on that they don't like us at all. And I want to stop that. If the next time I don't see, you can send in that message to them. A representative here for District 1 and District 2, I want explanation for them. And I want to see him here. We Opa-locka, we a city, and we are human, we are people. And this is part of Dade County. And we're going to be 100 years old and nobody going to take him from us.
Okay. Commissioner Irvin?
I have one more question. When you say, I'm looking here, don't have a page number, but it says previous balance.
Yeah, that's what
Says $190,867.30. This is what is owed to us by somebody?
They owe money to us.
It was owed by the park, but they have subsequently made the payment, and hence the reason why they're amplifying their request to get the service here.
Okay, so Mr. Mayor, I think we need to go ahead and take that vote tonight. If we're comfortable with it, take that vote tonight so that we won't be harassed about it and our manager can continue doing the work of the city and not deal with countless emails and senseless conversations.
Okay, so I know, can you bring it forward next commission meeting as a resolution?
Yes.
And then that way you can submit that resolution to the county, that
Okay.
decision to
Okay.
the county.
Yes.
And that way, like Commissioner Irvin said.
And we're going to
then
see
you-
District 1 here you soon. You're going to see.
All right. So you are any other concerns or questions to Mr. Austin?
Yeah, I want to be clear with another situation. You say that part of that section there, okay, they owe money to us.
Not any
They-
longer. They
they paid
paid.
it.
They
They
paid.
Oh,
the-
they already pay.
they-
Oh,
yes.
that's good. Okay.
When it was
Why
first,
it's always late?
that I cannot
Oh.
speak to commission.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
I do
Mayor.
have one question, Mr. Austin. So I see meter 1, meter 2. So them, and I know you talked about them building a facility on the.
Which would be meter 3 if
That
we
would be a
if we
meter-
retain.
that would- Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to know. And what's why you said it'd be even more revenue for the city. So their proposal is for us to give meter 1, meter 2, and the potential meter 3 to the city of Hialeah.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, and who's, Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Go ahead.
to the manager, and who's requesting this?
Do you have the exact name?
I do not have the exact name, but it's Miami-Dade County Parks Department.
Okay.
All right, so Madam Manager, put it in resolution form and bring it to the commission. If the commission doesn't oppose to that,
Will do.
and we'll vote. I'm sorry, before you leave, Vice Mayor?
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to address, because in the presentation to my colleague, it's Angus M. Langley, who's the budget chief of Parks, Recreation, Open Spaces. This correspondence says June the 11th, asking for the letter of release. So that's actually who sent the letter to Mr. Austin.
Yes.
Correct, Mr. Austin? Mr. Austin, that's correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
so she'll know. Okay.
Thank you for that, Vice Mayor. All right, any other concerns? Go ahead, Ms. Austin.
Just some background on, I know we no longer have a water plant in the city, but now current developments would make a water plant feasible because it's a lot smaller technology, more efficient. And if we could go back to that, giving up our service area would not be conducive to doing that in the future.
Wait. Are you suggesting that Opa-locka is
They-
ready to take back on its water,
Yes.
Mayor,
go ahead.
I'm working on that, so that's why I don't want to say much about that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't want to say much about that because I'm
Okay,
working on that.
Got it.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, Madam Manager, you have your marching orders. All right, so, and we're gonna yield back to you so that you can go ahead and, no, you said the report was given. Any questions for the manager about her report? All right,
Yeah. Did we already talk to the manager? No.
that's
For
what,
the manager report, okay, question that
she-
we have for,
that's why I said, any questions to the manager on her report?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, thank you,
Commissioner
Mr.
Stephen.
Mayor. I had like 6 questions or 5 questions tonight for, okay, and one of them I want to start if, to say the good job that you and your department do in the city, okay, in the part of the beautification and clean. I be receiving a lot of calls from yesterday for the neighborhood. They say, thank you to me. And I say, no, it's not for me. It's for my manager because she's the one working very hard to make that city look better. I know I see a lot of trucks from Dade County, pick up the garbage that they have to pick up, okay, in our neighborhood. And that's something good to see that you push them to do the right things in our city. And also people, they call me, they're very happy when they clean up or the drainers. Okay, they we see the truck all over the city working hard, okay, because I know that we already in the hurricane season, we're gonna have a lot of rain. But people call me to say thank you. And I say, just call the manager and say thank you to the manager, to the city staff that they're working very hard for that. Another question that I have, I know that we're gonna have tomorrow uh the budget workshop. Okay,
Yes.
that's a very interesting uh event that we're gonna have tomorrow, and we're gonna discuss and a lot of things there about the next year, fiscal year budget that is around the corner. Okay, and one of the more important point that I have an interest is in our police department to make the city the way that we want to doing it with no strategic plans. One of the goals there is the safety of the city, safety of the city. And I want to start into asking the city manager how we doing there. The we be follow like we talking before to see how can we make better the payments of the salary for our police officer.
We started our PBA negotiations on last Thursday.
Okay.
We're not done, of course. That was just the first meeting. We'll reconvene in August. So we are making some strides, but we're not complete at this time.
You're not completing that?
No.
No, not yet.
No.
Okay, but we there.
We're
Because
moving.
I like to be sure that we take care of that situation for the, and put in there in the next fiscal year budget. That's very important. And also I see that we have enough uniforms for our police officers here in Opa-locka. Because I see many of them, but I see a lot of them, in civilian clothes. And they don't be, identified that they are police officers. That we can put the police to see, that people see more police in the street, with uniform.
So that's probably our investigative unit. They are
Yeah.
in regular clothes, and even the investigators are in uniforms one or twice per week. So you will see them in regular uniforms as well.
Okay. All right. And my last point here in that situation with the budget and the police department, Madam Manager, you are the one running this city. Okay, you are the one have to take care any decision that you have. That you have to do is you. And I'm not gonna
am.
go to nobody else and asking why you say that, why you do that. You the manager, you in charge in the city. And I support you 100% because I know you're doing a great job. And I want to keep the confidence that I have in you that you're gonna keep in doing a good job. But you, the one here running the city, nobody else. Please be strong.
I am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And tomorrow we're gonna be in that workshop. And please just doing an invitation, and I know when they sending the resolution that we're gonna do for the next commissioner meeting, I know that we're gonna have some people here from District 1 and District 2. Okay, yeah, enough is enough, Madam Manager. Enough is enough for them. And what else? I like to, to talking a lot, but that's the more important point that I have today. Just remember that we give you the authority to run in this city. Only you. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or concerns to the manager? All right, Madam Manager, oh, I'm sorry, Vice Mayor?
Madam Manager, I know, we need to look at, our housing. I know we passed some money, for it, but I know we need to also look at where we're going to put it at or whatever. So, but I'll speak to you more on that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Madam Manager, this, all right, so the only questions that I have, I saw that you have the Mary Alice Brown Phase 1 completion, that's just the design.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when do you think we would do something, maybe a temporary fix to mitigate that area? Because I know we are in hurricane season, and that's one of our areas that flood bad.
Good afternoon, Adelina Gross, CIP Division Manager. Mayor, the Mary Alice Brown, yes, that's the design part that we are in their contract, in the contract currently. For temporary fix, Public Works Department will be cleaning the area, with the backdoor truck to mitigate and clear the lines in the meantime.
Okay. And I just want us to be proactive. So do we have a contract with with a company for, I know we do it with the county, I'm sorry, for the truck's called the water pump truck to pump the water out?
It was just passed today where we're gonna award the bid for storm drain inspection, cleaning and
So
repairs.
that's inclusive of that?
That's gonna address that.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Well, I'm happy to know that. And the last but not least, Cairo Lane completion. I saw that on here as well, and that's been coming up
Ay,
a
ay,
lot.
ay.
So I want to see where we are with that.
Guido Lane, we are in the process of changing the water mains and the meters in the area that are buried. We are also working on the fire hydrants and habilitating them. And that's what we are completing right now, besides the cleaning and grubbing of the area. After that's completed, then we are just waiting for the county to issue the final drainage permit. We submitted the final addendum to the report that they requested. And we are ready to go. That's the only thing we are missing.
Mr. Mayor.
Do we have an anticipated completion date for Cairo Lane?
December 2026.
Okay, so we're about a year and some change out.
Yes.
All right, all right.
Well, I'll be waiting for like 10 years already for that.
And the only thing I'm going to ask, and I asked this before, and I think all of us asked this, that we put some parameters in place for that. We want to do a special taxing district in that area to make sure that once we spend those multi-millions of dollars for that area, that if they break it, but that's a lot of money from the cities, the city that our residents are paying for that street. So I just want to make sure that we do that. And last but not least, and I saw this and I was really excited about that because it's finally that you all are trying to get the police department accredited. You know, I've been
Yes.
asking about that for the longest. So I'm
Yes.
happy to see that. So shout out to you and our chief starts in the back for that. So outside of that, oh, okay.
Oh, I love that, man. Yeah, you're calling chief.
So we're moving on to the next item on the agenda, which is our official board reports. I don't think we have any at this moment. The commission reports, mayor commission reports. We can start from left to right. Commissioner Bass, no report. Commissioner Santiago?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. How come you don't have no report today? You don't have nothing to say about,
He was living her best life.
yes, yeah, okay.
Jet lag.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. My report, I wanna, add into tomorrow workshop. I think there's gonna be a very good event, okay, for the whole city. Um, I come in with new ideas, a lot of ideas, good idea that people gonna like it, and you're gonna see how can we gonna reduce a lot of costs, and we're gonna have more revenue, and we're gonna be more successful in the next fiscal year, Madam Manager. Okay, for 4th of July, I know I'm gonna let my Cali by the end to explaining what happened, but I think that we're gonna keep in uh, you know, to see how can we doing that again very soon. And I have a plan already in my agenda to bring for the Labor Day celebration in Ingram Park. I know it's not budgeted, but we're gonna have a very good show there, and I want asking my colleague, Commissioner Irby, that I gonna need your help there to see if we can bring the fireworks that day to Ingram Park, okay? And we're gonna make something similar, but we're gonna have auto shows there. We're gonna have a lot of events, food trucks, and it's not gonna cost nothing to the city, Madam Manager. Okay, we're not budgeted. Commissioner don't have no budget money for that. Okay, and also I know that we suspending the 4th of July for because the weather in that time, and we're gonna have that event soon. Okay, we're gonna be talking, and it's gonna be a nice event for the city. Also, we planning to uh, help the city, the school for the city of Opa-locka, together with my colleague, Commissioner Bass. And we have a plan that we already see how we're gonna receive that help for the company. We like to giving the uniforms the children for Opa-locka need to go back to school. That's one of others, idea that we have for the coming open school year. And finally, I want to say thank you to all my colleagues. I passing very good in my house the 4th of July, sleeping under the rain, and I'm ready to go for Labor Day. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to commend our chief and the police department for their professional representation at the Dade County Dinner. Glad to be able to support that. We supported the monthly bingo, which we moved because of scheduling. As always, it was a great turnout. Shout out to Commissioner Irvin for her 70s concept. Even though we moved it, it was still a good turnout. And I'm quite sure she will elaborate more on the big winner because that was a moving moment as well. We also hosted our monthly farm share distribution on last Wednesday. We serviced almost 300 families in less than 3 hours. And so thanks always to the clerk's office, the manager's office, police department, and all of those who helped to make it work, including our volunteers. I also want to share several upcoming outreach resource opportunities. Our emergency response team, our CERT training, takes place this Friday and Saturday, and July 26th. The training will ensure that our city has additional manpower to assist in natural disasters that may impact our community. I know the manager has some staff from various departments. We have some residents as well, and the clerk's office participating. That's this Friday and Saturday morning, 9 to 5, and on the 26th of July as well. And so we're thankful for that, to be able to host that and to have that as a part of our city. Nobody wants natural disasters or challenges, but when they occur, it's good to have folks from your city that's able to help out and assist. We'll also host on next Friday, July the 18th, Dade County Clerk of the Courts, mobile unit services, collecting court fees, payment plans for traffic cases, reinstatement of driver license, affidavits. You can go to the city's website for all of the mobile unit services that they provide. They're going to be at Helen Miller Center next Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll also be having I'm going to call it a special edition of Feeding South Florida at Siegel at 10 a.m. while supplies last. And I want to thank the manager and the clerk's office for helping facilitate that as well. We also invite the community to take part in our family fishing tournament on Saturday, July the 19th at Ingram Park, lakefront from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. You can call to sign up. We're going to be giving for not only the biggest fish, most fish, but also the most family members that have folks fishing to acknowledge them as well. So if you're not busy, please come out for that at Ingram Park Lakefront on July the 19th. Also, there'll be no Meet Me Monday this month. Take a break. We'll resume August the 11th with Dr. Steve Gallen from District 1 as our special guest for that special edition of Meet Me Monday, which will take place on August 11th at the Helen Miller Center. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Vice Mayor. Commissioner Irvin?
Thank you. Yes, we did have to postpone our July 4th event. The manager and Commissioner Santiago and I carefully watched the news, and it was in our best interest not to go on with it because we didn't have money to waste. And I thought it would be best for us to err on the side of cautiousness, and we did. And so it will come back. It will be, we're gonna get our fireworks. It's there. Just got to plan another day. And also, I know it's early, I could wait, but August 12th is gonna be our book bag giveaway. I know initially we said August 9th, but it's gonna be August 12th as we join with the police night out. So I think that time is 6 p.m. I didn't have the right time. I
5
think
p.m.
it's 5 p.m. Oh, sorry. 5 p.m. We're gonna get started. So parents, August 12th, book bag giveaway. We had a nice time at bingo, this last bingo. And what made that bingo so special is that at the end of the night, we always give away a television. And one of our seniors actually won the TV, and you had to kind of be there to understand what happened. We didn't have a translator there, so we were well, we did, but there was her friend. She had her friend to check her ticket, and as her friend is checking the ticket, she nearly pushes her out the chair to say, "That's your that's your ticket. That's your ticket." And for the first time ever, and I've been with bingo for years and years, even before being on the commission, it brought the senior resident to tears because she did not have a television. And she said, now I can drink coffee and watch the news. And that was like literally serious tears. And that was very, showing her gratitude was really, made it all worth what we do for bingo. And that was very special. And I think that's all I have to say. Oh, I'm going to miss bingo this Friday. I won't be here, unfortunately, but I'm cheering. If I was here, I was gonna cheer my Dolphins on. I was gonna wear my Dolphin jersey, but maybe I'll send it by somebody just to put over the chair. So hopefully you all have a good time. And if to my colleagues, if you guys can find it in your schedule to come and give Vice Mayor Kelly a hand at bingo, that will be great. In my absence, that's what I'm asking. And that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Sorry. All right, so moving on, I'll close it out. Madam Manager and the attorney, I know Florida is doing this whole Doge thing. So is it possible that you all can get together and give a report to the commission so that we know how it actually would affect the city of Opa-locka? I know we're on the financial oversight, so we've been Doge since 2015. but this is a different process. So it's financial oversight plus Doge. So I would like to know how that would directly affect the city of Opa-locka. Also, and I should have brought this up during the manager's report. Madam Manager, if you drive around the city, there are a lot of down like road signs. Some are on the ground, some are leaning, but they're down. Can we, go out and address that?
Yes, Vice Mayor Kelly has been on it for quite some time. Yes, we have been sending constant emails to the county. Ms. Walker sent an update email to the county on yesterday after our agenda briefing. So we have a list of them. We know where they are, we know the signs, but we are sending them to the county.
Can we lift them?
If they're leaning, they're there, we can definitely straighten them up, but if they're just completely gone, then we will need a county.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Mayor.
Come-
No, it's something to you that I want to tell you to you. Did I see something? I noticed something today by the east side. Now that you're talking about traffic signs and all that, and why do we have a speed bumper in the east side and we cannot have it here in the west side?
He said that why do we have speed bumps on the east side? We can't have it on the west side, but those speed bumps has been there for years.
They've been there.
They've been there. They've been
They
there.
been
You
there.
can't do any more.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, if I can address that.
Vice
You
Mayor.
can't do any more new. Some of them you have on the east side because they were put there many years ago, and but you can't do any more new ones in that same fashion. To answer your question, Commissioner, but I think as that legislation was passed and that report was given about the traffic and safety and roadways, I think that's going to encompass some of the areas that need traffic calming devices and the like, which the managers proposed, and I know they're working on that. But that's the reason you just can't do them like you used to anymore. And Mr. Mayor, to your point about the signs, I'm at the point now, and I know the manager has to go through this process because I do see some down that have been down, and we're about to enter school time again. And I wanted us to just put them back and send the county a bill, but we really can't do that. So hopefully you just send them another email. So maybe that's something else you can capture in your meeting with the District 1 County Commissioner. That's why you're the mayor. Add that to your list. I just can't wait till the meeting over. I want to, as soon as it's over, please. But that's something in all seriousness, and we do see the signs. All of us see them. So I'm glad you mentioned it as well. And Madam Manager, there are some that are leaning, but they might break it, try to straighten up. So I don't know if that's even worth trying to do. But as the mayor mentioned, I mentioned to you before, there are some that are down. And if you don't know that it's there or a stop sign or whatever, you'll just run it and that becomes a big issue. So hopefully you'll get some traction on it and the mayor will follow up in his meeting. Thank you for allowing me to interject that, Mr. Mayor.
No problem. And the other thing, Madam Manager, we've been getting a lot of calls about balloon water bills that seem to have started back up. So I can forward you the emails and
Yes, please.
I'll forward it to you.
I would have to see it and see what we can do and communicate with the county to see what's going on.
Okay. All right. And hurricane preparedness drive. I know you talked about it a couple months ago, but we're
here. We are here. We have the student workers here. They are packing the bags every day as we speak. The bags will be ready and I will be trying to put together something so we can distribute those bags.
All right, perfect. And last but not least, I gotta ask this to Commissioner Kelly. Sometime we could do it. The amnesty program, we voted to get rid of it. Is there a plan? You bringing something back? A plan going forward for that?
Yes, the legislation calls for the manager to come up, to look at the plan, reevaluate, and come back to the commission with her recommendation on how to best utilize the plan. So yes, the legislation calls for it to come back after the manager reviews all of the components and makes recommendations to the commission, and we would, I guess, pass whatever in its final totality.
Got it.
But to answer your question, yes, it will come back.
Got it.
And Mayor, if I can just add, Myself and Ms. Walker, Ms. Ashley Walker have been looking at other neighboring cities to see how they handle their amnesty program. We are preparing something to bring back to the commission in September.
Okay. All right, thank you, Madam Manager. All right, and so I just want to let everybody know on the 19th next week, we still have opening slots. We're doing the Mayor's Free Back to School Clinic for those children in need with no insurance. They need to get their physical and their vaccinations. You can call Miss M and spread the word. It's free to all. Also, we were not able to go to the last bingo. Myself and Commissioner Bass, we attended the memorial service for Mr. Anthony King Brown at the site where he passed. So we ask that you keep his family in prayer. I believe their mother left this week to go to the funeral in the Bahamas. Yeah, we spoke to you. You spoke to, okay. So we ask that you keep that family in prayer. And we got some, oh, sorry. Unfortunately, you all, the city of Opa-locka did not get our appropriations through the state of Florida. We made it through to the budget. However, the governor vetoed the items that were on his desk for the city of Opa-locka. But I still want to say kudos to Madam Manager, our finance director, to Adelina Gross. Job well done. We got that far. So maybe next year we can actually get it in, through. And the good news is Opa-locka has, I'm gonna just say we are honor roll city, y'all. Nathan B. Young, an A school. Robert B. Ingram, a B school, and Beacon College Prep, an A school. So all of our schools in the city of Opa-locka got an A or a B on their, status for the grade for the year. So shout out to those principals, those staff, and to everybody that helped those students reach that goal. All right, so we're moving on to our official board appointments. I see that I have one.
Yeah, you the one.
I'm not the one. I appointed one, but
But they do have a quorum,
Does that,
so.
but does that hold up quorum? You say we have quorum, right?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we do have enough members to meet a quorum.
Okay. All right. So I'll get with you, Madam Clerk, this week sometime, to appoint someone. All right. So look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at our budget workshop, here in the chamber at 1:30. Can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Move it.
Second.
Yeah, all right.
Moved by Vice Mayor Kelly, second by Commissioner Santiago. This meeting is adjourned.